Welcome back to Peterson Auto. We're working on the 96 today, 7.3 crew cab short bed. Now, we got some battery issues going on. They've been going on a while. You can see that just looks horrible in there. You got a bunch of corrosion built up here. This terminal's pretty bad. So we're gonna replace terminals. We've got new batteries to put in too. These have been kind of... Here, hold this.
Okay.
This is Helper Hayden. Say hi.
Hi.
Show them it. What is that? Battery terminal?
Battery terminal.
Yeah, so this is the battery terminal. This is a military style. So these are kind of popular on the Facebook groups right now with these trucks.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd put a set on this to see, because I was not buying new cables. As much as I love OEM cables, they are very expensive. So we're going to put a set of those on here today. We're going to show you what we need to do. We have a lot of cables coming in here. Also got some heat shrink and some ends. So I think I'm going to need a couple more ends. We're going to kind of see where it goes from there. But I got the harder to find locally ones. So at least we have that. And I got a ton of heat shrink. Some of these are 3/4 diameter or something like that. They're a lot bigger than they look. See? So that'll go around one of those ends without an issue. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started on this. I got Hayden helping me today. And tools are very simple and easy. This here is, I think this was an Amazon special. It's a hammer crimper though. So we'll show you how to use that too. It works very good on the big lugs. Alright, so here we are. We already have batteries out. Your retainers are these blocks. They're held in with a 8mm. But we're working on terminals here. So first thing we got to do is get this off, because this is a monstrosity. You can even see that. I think you can see that there. So first thing we're going to do is, after removing the batteries or disconnecting them, Hayden's over here helping. We're going to go ahead and cut these cables.
Yeah.
Which I'm using dikes, and these are big cables. Oh, so they take a lot of effort. But just chowder through a little at a time. Oh. And you'll get there eventually. You have a set of bolt cutters, they work great.
Do 3 more of them.
There we go.
It just fell off.
Nice big chunk of lead.
Can I feel it?
Is it heavy?
No, not for me. But this.
So you can see all the corrosion on this wire here. That was giving me some starting issues, I'm sure.
That were the start, and then it just fell off when Daddy lifted it off. What's the width?
So, yeah, it's in pretty bad shape. You can see terminal's been egged out a bit here and repaired. It's actually starting to crack right here. And it's got a crack developing over here too. This was really hard to keep tight. So we're going to definitely want to replace that one.
Yeah.
So next step is to pull our rubber insulator off. And come back a little bit on the harness.
We have to do 2 more, 'cause 3 more.
Okay, so I have the rubber insulator off. There we go. And pull our harness back a little bit and see what we got here. So, feel a little fat area on this. It's probably well corroded. So we might have to trim that down even one more time. We'll see. I do have a razor blade here. We're not going to let Mr. Hayden use because he might get cut.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll let him help hammer. So, can you see a little better maybe? Yeah. It's going to go around with the razor blade.
I backed it up because I don't want that cut.
Correct. We want to keep you safe for now. You're still a little young for razor blades.
One like 100 I could use that.
100 you might be a little old for him. So we're going to go around and just kind of cut a slice in it the whole way around.
10.
Once you have a slice cut the whole way around, you should be able to pretty easily pull this off. Sometimes you need to cut a slit on it, like that. So you can see we got a bunch of corrosion on that. It's not the best, but I might be able to clean it up, or I might just cut it down further. So we'll have to see. Looking at where this connector is going, I don't think we're going to have much more room to go down further with this, unfortunately. So I might just clean it up a little bit. One thing that does work is anything slightly acidic. We have a can of generic cola here, and it actually works. So that's my drink for today. Pull it a little bit on. It'll fizz up some. And usually you wash it off. If you don't wash it off, it's not really going to affect anything. It's mainly water anyway, but those wires look a lot cleaner now. Look a lot nicer. So since the corrosion kind of just washed off nice and easy, we're just going to go ahead and put our terminal ends on it and see where that comes from today, you know, if it works or not. So got our terminal ends. Can you take that, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a nice big old 3/0. It's a 3/8 lug hole. You want to get this on. You want to get all the little strands in there. Just like that. So once all the little strands are in, some people will solder at this point. I'm not a big fan of solder because I'm just no good at it, no matter what I do.
Yeah. No, what it is.
Here's where the hammer crimper comes in. So, basically, put it between there and crimp it. It's got to have something kind of hefty to hit against. We're going to use the battery tray in this case. I was hoping to use the battery tray.
I'm holding the hammer with my foot.
You want to grab the hammer?
Okay.
Pick it up. There you go. Good job. So I'm going to go get a block of wood quick while Hayden's holding the hammer. Alright, so I got a better setup here. You can see the lug is in the crimper. The wire is engaged in the lug. Just going to give it a good whack. Now I have a brick under here. I don't know how well this is going to work, so I'm going to kind of hold it. Don't put your fingers where you're going to get pinched. Give it a good, solid hit. And keep giving it good, solid hits if it's not good enough.
Daddy, can I try?
Want to help?
Yeah.
Ready? Give it a hit. Boom. 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 Okay, let's see.
Let's see.
I'll just pull this up.
Pull it up. Whoa, what this fell?
And now it's attached. Look, see?
It's attached.
It's attached, Hayden.
It's attached.
So that's how we're going to conduct our electricity through.
Yeah.
Again, now this is another point. You could solder it if you really wanted to. You could really solder it here too if you wanted. But again, I don't like solder. Right, Hayden?
Yeah.
And as soon as I dig them out, there we go. So we got a couple different sizes of heat shrink. Yeah, that one's going to be too small, so we're going to have to go with the big, big one here. I'm also going to go ahead and undo this wire retainer so I have more room to work. So there we go. So you really want to get fancy, you can get black and red. The cables are colored, so I don't care in this point. We're just going to heat shrink it. Torches work better for this bigger stuff, but doing it where you can easily afford everything. I think a full set of terminals with lugs and heat shrink should, for one of these trucks, should run you maybe $100. Crimper, you can get them about 20 bucks on Amazon. You should already have some kind of hammer. If you don't have some kind of hammer, you probably want to find a different YouTube channel, unfortunately. You know, hammer's one of the most basic tools. So even if you're a carpenter trying to repair your work truck, you have a hammer laying around, you know? So that's why everyone has a hammer.
Yeah, for their truck.
For their truck, or their house, or their masonry work, or
the front of your Jeep.
Yeah, or you're a Jeep guy who goes off-roading a lot and pays to have your vehicle built, but you're doing a trail repair. You should have some kind of hammer if you're planning on doing some kind of trail repair. So that one's basically done there. We're going to do the other ones and get them hooked up for you. Process is the same. I have this wire here that I stripped the insulation off. This goes to the other battery. This one goes down to the starter. And then this one, I think, goes to the starter relay or something. I'm not 100% sure. But this, I think, is like a main power. So I might have to find a smaller terminal for that. I have some others laying around. I can get those easy, nice and easy locally. So we're going to get the rest of it done and show you what this side looks like.
Daddy, look.
Okay, we're back. Got the battery and the hold down in. So the hold down's up here. It's an 8mm, holds it in, wedges in. Real simple, easy concept. So we're going to route our negative cable up through. In this case, we're kind of in a weird position with the negative because it's not super long, but it's there enough, and so we got to make that work. So what are we going to do? Well, looks like that's going to be our option where I just had it. And this one's fairly easy because you just put it over and put the nut on, and now you're secured. So Hayden decided to bump the heat shrink off the truck, and he's down there cleaning that up right now. So he's sorting them by color and size, which is actually a very good activity for his age. So there's our negative on. Run up here at the positive. You can see I put the factory boot over that. Not 100% sure how useful that's going to be in the long run, but something. So we're going to get them all put together and then See if the boot will do anything useful or not. I think we're going to go right about there. Now if you look, I still have one more wire to connect. It's because I don't have a copper terminal that size. I know I can get them locally, so we're going to run out and get them. I'm going to give you an idea of how this works though, before delaying the video. So now you can see them on. You can orient this terminal whatever way you want. This just happens to be what works, honestly. I can put some wire loom on that and everything and get them back into a usable spot. Other terminal here is going to wind up going right there. So they wind up working just about perfect lengthwise. You know, it's a little tight. If you need to disconnect and reposition the harness, most of it's held in basically with just what's fancy electrical tape here. So you can disconnect and reposition the harness fairly well. But there's a battery. All you would do is tighten them down like you would a normal battery terminal here, and then tighten these down, and you're going to be locked in and good to go. So it's how to put the military style battery ends on your average Ford diesel, well, any vehicle, or in this case a Power Stroke. Alright YouTube, we have the terminals all on and ready to go basically here. So don't have the negatives on yet. I have confirmed this one reaches and it will fit. It's just not ready to do that yet. Tightening these down. This square head seems to bite in there, so I didn't have to actually 2-wrench it, but you get yourself 2 wrenches. This one has a little notch here, so you can just tighten that nut down and be good. You can fit a ton of wires on these things, like an obnoxious amount of wires. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 very large gauge wires. I think the smallest of them is like a 4 gauge. And over here I didn't do this one. This one still actually is in pretty good shape, believe it or not. And it's working pretty well, and I didn't want to run out and get a whole bunch of extra lugs and everything. So we're going to save that for when that one does finally wear out. This one here, you can see the boot covers it really nicely, so that worked out well. And I have the amp wire here. This goes to the other battery, and then these are for the lights. So I would have to put these negative wires on too for the lights to work, but that's another project for another day at this time. It's just the lights, I'm not really worried about them. This was a daily driver and now it's not anymore. So it's going to be sitting a bit. There's a capacitor in there for the amp that's going to draw these batteries down. So I'm leaving them disconnected when it sits. That way I can start it right up. And the nice thing is I can go ahead and put this piece, the air intake, back in place and still have access to that negative in there pretty decently. So at one point I may get some kind of cutoff for this if it keeps sitting as long as it does. But we're going to see if we can get her actually used again here on a regular basis. I may start driving it once a week. But if I don't, then yeah, it's going to get a cutoff. And we'll go from there. But yeah, how to install military style battery terminals on an OBS, diesel, Power Stroke, pretty much anything. It's all the same process. So, you know, you can do it on Cummins, you can do it on a military truck. These are real popular right now, so we're going to see how they wind up working out for us. As far as the install went, they went very simple and easy. Just need a specialty crimper for them. And you can pretty much put as many wires as you want on them, which is great. I can still fit another lug or 2 on this. Might have to go with a bigger bolt in some cases, but I can still fit another lug on there. So, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Peterson Auto.